The hook. This is super important. A great horror story begins with a hook that usually grabs readers instantly. So essential for, here we go. So essential for short fiction, right? A lot of times there's hundreds of stories in a slush pile in a magazine. The readers are going to read, first paragraph, maybe the first page. So we're going to spend some time here because the opening is so important. Um, Similar to long fiction, like a first chapter of a book, you want your opening to set the mood, to hint at the conflict. Um, Ideally, you are presenting something that makes the reader wonder, what's that? Why is that? Right? You're introducing a question to the reader, and people are psychology. If we are faced with a question, our mind kind of starts to go. Like it hooks us if there's, and I'm not saying a literal question in the hook. I'm saying you introduce a scene or a character and there's something strange in that, and it makes the reader wonder why. A good opening also sets the mood, the tone, hints at conflict, shows character. Um, this last point, I have been guilty of this when I started writing, and so many people write this way, and I've seen many editors comment on it. So, note here, try not to open with a dream, somebody waking up, somebody looking in the mirror, or somebody in an empty room. These have been done like so much that some editors will just toss it out as soon as they see that opening. If you do need to start with this opening, make sure it is different and there is something unique about it. There's a few things you can do here for the opening. You can subvert an expectation or introduce an element that sparks a question. And what that means is if you're starting with a zombie or a vampire or a haunted house, make sure there's some element there that is different, that is unfamiliar, right? You want to really capture the reader right away. And we'll talk about more tips for that in a second. Word choice, because your space is limited, we're talking about one sentence or paragraph. Each word should really work for you. Your verbs, obviously, make sure they're strong, and I'll show you some examples in a second. Consider each word, and you don't want to kind of overdo it, right? But make sure each word is the strongest it can be. And then what I just think of shorthand as the vibe, right? What is the vibe of your story? Is it gothic? Is it heavy? Is it quirky? Whatever feel you're going for in your story should be reflected in the opening sentence. And I've seen this error a lot where the first sentence or paragraph is great, awesome, but then it doesn't fit the rest of the story. So you want to make sure it reflects your story fully. And this quote, I think, is great if you think of your opening like the opening in a chess game. It needs to be strategic, it needs to be thoughtful, set the tone, plots, like it's very important. So you don't want to just toss out an opening. Okay, here's some examples of openings that I grabbed because they each present some sort of question or interesting scene. And generally, I feel like I would keep reading to find out what happens. Let's see here. The first one. The landlord requires proof of the infestation, and proof per clause 12, subsection 3 of the lease must come in the form of a living specimen safely contained. So from this opening, we know it's probably going to be some kind of creature feature, right? There's going to be something strange going on with the infestation. We have the landlord that's forcing this, tenant to capture whatever this strange creature is. I mean, I love creature features, so I would definitely read on here. The second one, I slammed the door in the child's face, a horrific scream trapped in my throat. So that's pretty worrisome, right? We wonder what kind of situation would cause someone to slam a door in a kid's face, and why is she so horrified? I mean, that's what I mean about presenting questions, right? That sentence presents a lot of intriguing questions that, as the reader, these questions bubble up, and you want to read on to find the answer. Cora has left her skin lying out again. Okay, that one, is it a person? Is it a pet? Why is her skin out? A lot of questions there. And then I love that last line as well. The thing about being the murdered extra is you set the plot in motion. That one, I need to know more. Why is the narrator actually murdered? What plot? Right? So it does a good job of presenting intrigue.